All right, you guys ready to start?
Ready.
All right, my name's Chief Michael Laux, L-O-U-X, with the Largo Police Department. This briefing is intended to be a general outline of the events that occurred on this date. It's not going to be specifics because it's still a very much ongoing and active investigation. The Largo Police Department's involvement became about 3 o'clock this morning. We were contacted from the Clearwater Police Department, who had responded and investigated a felony domestic battery case in their city. They asked us to go by 1760 Clearwater Largo Road, which is Bayside Apartments, Bayside Court Apartments, in an attempt to locate a subject by the name of Renato Muhaj. He is a male born 4/18 of '89, and he was the subject of their investigation, felony domestic battery. Our officers went to the location, 1760 Clearwater Largo Road, to an attempt and make contact with Mr. Muhaj. Upon arrival at the apartment complex and getting closer to the apartment, they located signs that a crime had occurred. It gave them concern for the occupants within the apartment and gave them exigency to enter the apartment. Once the officers entered the apartment, they located Muhaj's ex. Her name is Suala Saliaj, and I could spell that for you, S-U-E-L-A. Her last name S-A-L-I-A-J. She's a female, 12/13 of '91. That's where she resided with the common child between Renato and her, and that common child was Alessia. When the officers entered the apartment, they located Suella deceased within the apartment, and they could not find Alessia. That caused a concern, and that prompted the Amber Alert that was set off earlier this morning. So with the Amber Alert, they were looking for Alessia, they were looking for Renato Muhaj, and they were looking for the 2017 Golf Kia Sportage. So with the Amber Alert came the assistance and partners with the FDLE and partners with FBI. As that Amber Alert was out, we were also actively investigating, our detectives were actively investigating the case, trying to locate Renato, and they had cell phone coverage. They were pinging cell phones that were related to the call in an attempt to try to locate him. At a point about 8:30 this morning, we received a ping in the area of Bel Air Road and St. Paul's Drive. So the ping is a large radius. It doesn't like pinpoint it down to this room. It could be, a mile long or a mile wide in circumference. But as that information was given out over the radio, a Clearwater sergeant took it upon themselves, as other officers were also, but he was looking for that vehicle, spotted the vehicle in the area of the 1600 block of St. Paul's Drive. One of our detectives drove by the vehicle to see if it was occupied. It appeared that it was occupied. As this was all going on, that information was being relayed over the radio, and other officers responded to the area. They closed in on the vehicle, and they located Renato Muhaj and Alessia in the vehicle. They were both placed into custody. Alessia was unharmed. Renato was also unharmed, but she's been recovered successfully. And Mr. Muhaj has been charged with murder in the first degree, kidnapping, and child abuse. I believe Clearwater Police Department also has additional charges for the case that actually stemmed from us getting involved in the felony domestic battery. But you would have to look at their affidavits to find out what charges they had. So all in all, for this investigation, we had the Clearwater Police Department, Largo Police Department, obviously we're involved, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, FBI, Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, and the Pinellas Pasco State Attorney's Office. It was a great outcome, and that's it. There's not many more questions or much more information I could provide, but if you guys have any questions, I'm willing to answer.
How was Suella killed?
You can read the affidavit. I'm really not going to go into that. There's still part of the investigation is going on. They have to see with the medical examiner's office. So when they get to the cause and manner of death, it was clearly a homicide, but the medical examiner's office would give us the specifics on that.
Why was he in the area of Bel Air Drive, or Bel Air Road and St. Paul's Drive? What brought him there?
We don't know that yet.
Was there a
Child
history of
protect-
any type of domestic? It seemed that if you look into Pennell's records, he had a clean record other than some driving issues.
Yeah, I don't know his background as far as any kind of interactions or domestic battery charges with either the deceased or any of his other family members.
Chief, when we talk about the case that's out in Clearwater, did that involve Suella at all?
It did not. It was felony domestic battery charges on other family members.
Chief, to your knowledge, was there a restraining order in place?
To my knowledge, I don't know, but I have not heard that there was.
Had the police department ever responded to their apartment complex before? Was there any issues you guys were made aware of at the time?
I don't have that information, so I'd be speculating, and I don't know.
What is Alessia's status right now? Is she with other family members or what?
She is with family members at this time, yes. She is unharmed and with family members.
And was the couple married, or?
They were not. They were just, they had a child in common.
Can you talk about just her condition when she was found, and just, was there any signs that she might have been possibly a future victim?
I don't have any indication of that. She was fine, unharmed. And that's all I could say really about her.
And
Was
Chief,
she
you're talking about a
defensive?
successful recovery, both people taken into custody at this point. Was the suspect, did he have a weapon at the time when your officers brought him in?
So, I don't have that information right now, and that would still be something that they're part of the investigation that's ongoing. I mean, at this point, really, the information I'm trying to put out is that because we had a successful Amber Alert in a location of the child, and we wanted to let the general public know that the subject has been arrested, he's placed in custody. There's no harm to the, or concern for the general public. But a lot of the small details that, some of the questions that you guys are asking is gonna be something that, like I said, it's a fresh investigation ongoing, so.
I know the investigation is still ongoing out of the apartment complex, but did Suella have any upper body trauma? Was there a firearm recovered from the scene? Anything that you can?
Again, that's still part of what we're investigating right now, or be part of what we're investigating right now.
Excuse me if I missed, was it the Amber Alert or that led to the tip of where his vehicle was located, or was that just police came across it?
It was kind of both, I guess. I mean, the Clearwater Police Department officer or sergeant was involved, so they already know what's going on because they asked us to come down here. So both Largo and Clearwater knew the vehicle, were a little more intimate with the case than, the Amber Alert is nationwide, really. So we're a little more intimate with the case. So I think a combination of both, but they already knew about the vehicle. They were just looking for, and the ping certainly helped out.
Not to compare it to other cases, but sometimes when you have, a homicide and then a child taken, there's like a large fleet. And the fact that he was within a couple miles of where this other crime took place, is it kind of gratifying that this was able to end so quick?
We had discussions, all of us had discussions this morning, and as this case was unfolding, with major concern for Alessia, and we're thankful that this conclusion came about, so absolutely.
And where the car was found, was that in Largo or Clearwater?
It was found in Largo.
In Largo's jurisdiction. So Clearwater police officer going above and beyond outside his jurisdiction. What do you think about that?
100% great. That's what law enforcement officers do. I mean, especially when you have an 8-year-old missing and an Amber Alert that's local. Typically, when you see an Amber Alert, it could be from, another state or another jurisdiction. You're not really sure where they are, and it's just kind of a flyer you keep your eye out for. But are you going to see the vehicle? Who really knows? So I'm sure most of the law enforcement officers, because you saw Pinellas County Sheriff's Office deputies, Clearwater, Largo, they were all just posted all around the area hoping to find this vehicle. So, yeah, it's great.
Is there any information on, details on custody of Alessia prior to all of this and then going forward?
No, not at this time.
Did she live with mom?
She lived with her mother.
He did not live there, correct?
I believe he had a separate address off of Nursery Road.
And the incident that started all this in Clearwater, you said it was felony domestic battery, also a murder too, or no?
It was not a murder.
Okay.
It It was just felony domestic battery. And that's kind of a courtesy. We don't talk about other agencies' cases, just to let them, if they have any, they would have more detailed information on what they investigate than we would. I would say that, like I said, all the agencies that were involved, FDLE and FBI were here. As soon as we activated the Amber Alert, they were here. There's another, it's called a CART, was a Child Abduction Response Team. That was activated early on in this case, which is basically an agreement between local, city, state partners, where they all kind of come together and have a coordinated response to locate a missing child. That was in the early stages of being put up and set up, but luckily it didn't have to come to a full activation because we had a successful location.
What
So-
evidence led you guys to charge him with child abuse?
That'll be detailed more in the investigation.
Any other questions?
Car found so close to St. Paul's School, can you give us any hint as to whether she's a student there or?
I can't tell you where she was in school. I know our protocol because I had listened to the radio traffic when it was going on. As soon as that ping came across, St. Paul's SRO was on the radio, immediately shut their school down, locked it down. We had, I would think, about 6 officers in that area just protecting that school because of the concern. But I can't divulge where she went to school.
Any more questions?